So, babe, guess where I'm taking you today?
Somewhere in the nifty 50.
Actually, I've already brought you here. You are here sitting.
I am currently here at the here location.
We are super excited. We're here sitting in Columbia Falls, Montana, just right outside of Glacier National Park. We're going to bring a few people on, a few guests on to talk about this area. And we're super excited. So put your seatbelt on.
Because here we go.
Did you know that 46 million Americans plan to take an RV trip in the next 12 months? 90% of recreational vehicle owners take 3 or more mini vacations every year. Welcome to the RV Destinations Podcast. If it's RV travel, we're talking about it. From campgrounds to museums to national and state parks, kayaking and hiking opportunities. One of the most fun and pleasurable things you can do is just hit the road. So be ready to be inspired. Welcome in to the RV Destinations Podcast. Now your host, President Randy Beheimer and Editor-in-Chief, Caly Beheimer.
All right. Hello, everybody. Here we are.
Hello, everybody. Every time you say that, it reminds me of Christmas, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where the old lady comes into the room, right? And they're like, say hello, everybody. She's like, hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Well, we'd like to welcome everybody out, those listening to the audio podcast on whatever platform you're listening to your podcasts on. And also now on YouTube. RV Destinations Podcast is now on YouTube. And we appreciate all the people that have got out there and liked it. So welcome to the show. Today we're super excited because we're sitting a stone's throw away from Glacier National Park in a small town called Columbia Falls, if you've not heard of it. And we're going to be talking about today Columbia Falls and Whitefish, but we have a special guest. Do you want to introduce our guest?
We have Paige Maiden with us. Hi, how are you, Paige?
I'm really excited to be on your show today.
We are so excited to have you with us. So you are the manager here of the Columbia Falls RV Park, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you do a stellar job.
Thank you. We try.
Yes, this has been fabulous. We've been here now a little over a week, and it was really. Came here, we stayed down in, Hungry Horse? I always want to say Dead Horse, but it's not Dead Horse, it's Hungry Horse. We stayed down in Hungry Horse, and we had passed your RV park numerous times, and we're like, oh, look at that little oasis in the middle of town. Look at that fun little place. We need to stay there next time. And lo and behold, here we are.
Here you are. You came at the right time, too.
We did, yes.
You did.
Because the masses are slowly moving out of town.
Yes.
Yes, which is fabulous.
You're missing the crazy of the summer tourist season. And you're getting to experience Glacier at my favorite time.
Yeah.
This transition into fall is just stunning. As the leaves start to change in the park, it's my favorite time to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to see, because I've started to see some of the leaves like close to the ground start to change color, and I'm like, oh, babe, I bet this is going to be gorgeous.
So we're here. It's mid-September right now. Just I'm not sure when this is airing, but
we are here September 18th
as of right now. But we've heard from the local. Paige has told us this, but we've heard from a lot of other locals that over the next 2 weeks, we're going to really see a thinning out of Glacier National Park. As you may or may not know, Glacier is a packed park.
Yeah,
I mean, during the summer months,
it's one of the timed entry parks during the summer, if that tells you anything. I mean, it gets insane. Yeah, and even now that like the time entry is done, we still had to wait in line to get into the park.
Yes.
But that's slowly dying down. We're seeing that's dying down, and we picked this season so we can try to avoid some of the crowds. But anyway, so let's maybe tell us a little bit about yourself. Why don't we start off there, and then we'll jump into some fun facts, and maybe tell us a little bit about how long you've been in the area. I know you're pretty active in the area, right? Because I think when I called you on the way up here, you were kayaking with some ladies down the Flathead River.
Well, we actually started in Lake McDonald and floated in the park, and then floated down McDonald Creek, floated all the way to the Blankenship launch, and it eventually empties out into the Flathead River.
Oh,
gotcha.
Wow.
But you've done a lot of hiking in the area and all that since you've been here, right?
Yes, I've been here about 3 years now. My husband was in the Air Force, and so he picked me up back in Georgia. So this was a big change for me.
That was a massive change.
Yep.
Georgia to
here. But there was a few places in between that got
Did
me
he
ready
like
for
acclimate you? He like dropped you in a couple states and was like, okay, stay here before we head up to Montana. Just kind of slowly acclimate, or it was just whoop, rip the Band-Aid off?
Well, no, he did some extremes all around. We spent 4 years in Guam.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I went from the mountain, or I went from the island of Guam to the mountains. So
oh wow,
my
that's a big
gosh.
jump.
it's a
Yes.
huge jump.
Yes.
But I wouldn't change it for the world. I absolutely love being here.
Oh, awesome. Very cool.
Yeah,
well, I'm excited to hear more about it because, the past about 10 days that we've been here are my stepchildren, his kids, and the grandbabies have all been here. They just left yesterday. I'm still sad about that. But so we've been doing a lot of national park stuff. And we did a little bit in Whitefish, a tiny little bit here in Columbia Falls. So I'm really excited to kind of basically plan out our next 3 weeks, thanks to you and hearing all of what there is to see and do here in the area.
Yep. So we've got, we're going to do a traditional fun facts and top 10. And then we're going to have a special guest coming in to talk about winter activities in Whitefish.
Yeah.
It's a big winter destination, and there are RV parks that are open year round.
Namely the one that we're at.
sitting at here, right? And we've got to thank Paige and her staff for giving us this room to record the podcast, because this is our third podcast for the day.
Because I didn't think all 4 of us and our 2 dogs and cat were going to fit in the RV to record this today. Been like, hi, how are you? My dog right here.
But awesome. Well, why don't we jump in and start with some fun facts? And I actually had ChatGPT pull up fun facts.
And is there anything haunted? Is there like a haunted lake
I
here
haven't read them
too?
yet.
Okay. That's been a common theme lately. Haunted water bodies of water. It's been very strange.
So
Not here.
Okay, good.
But in Montana, we have plenty of ghost towns.
Okay. Oh, we did get to see one. Yes, we saw the whatever it was.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
You do this a lot. You pull up
I
this
do.
like, I remember this. I don't know the name of it. Can't tell the listeners.
I can't,
But
but it's
it was
fun.
cool.
If you get in my head, it would be amazing. Be great.
Somewhere on I-90 about 3 hours from here to the east. We can look it up if we really... just stop talking about things you can't remember the name.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. You did that on the last podcast. You couldn't
I
remember
did.
Chocoloxy. You're like, that one
That
island
one
in
place
Florida.
off of Florida, right there.
All right, so let's talk about. So I broke these down, and this is the whole. What do they call this? The valley? What, the Flathead Lake Valley?
The Flathead Valley.
Flathead Valley. Okay, so and that includes Columbia Falls and Whitefish, which are neighboring towns.
Yes. It also includes Kalispell and Big Fork.
Oh, okay. We've spent a lot of time down at Kalispell because that's where all the big box stores are. And,
Yes.
And we actually
And the
went,
gym.
We went to World Gym down there, which is an amazing gym.
It's
Beautiful
beautiful.
new equipment down there. But okay, so it includes all this. So Columbia Falls is considered the gateway to the Glacier National Park.
Yeah.
It's often, well, let me read this.
Okay.
Columbia Falls is often considered the gateway to Glacier, located just a short drive from the park's entrance. One other thing, which I don't think is in the top 10, is the Hungry Horse Dam. There's nearby. There's a
That's
large
right.
dam. It creates the Hungry Horse Reserve, a popular spot for fishing and recreation. Let's get some fun old facts. So, Columbia Falls was founded in 1880. Columbia Falls was established in the late 19th century, initially as a logging and milling town, capitalizing on the rich timber resources in the area. Very nice.
Very cool.
The name origin. The town was named after the nearby Columbia River, and it was originally called Columbia, but was later changed to avoid confusion with other locations. I think it was Columbus, Montana. So it used to be just Columbia
and then Columbus.
So they added the falls onto Columbia.
Okay. Gotcha.
The railroad, the Great Northern Railway had a big impact in this area. We know this. We've talked to Carrie Hanrahan about
Glacier.
that. Right. Right. Well, that's what the arrival of the Great Northern Railway in 1891 was pivotal for Columbia Falls, enhancing trade and transportation and leading to a rapid growth in the area. So that really made this whole. I mean, we've got beautiful mountains, and the national park obviously brought a lot. But back then, before all that was a thing, it was the train that really brought everything here, and the timber and all that. So, Columbia Falls Aluminum Company, founded in 1955. This company.
It's aluminum. No, I'm kidding. Some people call it aluminum.
Founded in 1955, this company played a significant role in the local economy until its closure in 2009, marking a shift in the town's industrial base. So that was a big thing, aluminum production here in the area until 2009. Will you stop? You're like a little child.
It's been a long day.
So in Whitefish, I want to do a couple with Whitefish. Whitefish Mountain Resort, known for its excellent skiing. This resort offers more than 3,000 acres of skiable terrain and is popular for snowboarding and mountain biking in the summer.
And our special guest that we're going to bring on is going to talk about that soon.
Yep, I'm sure we'll go into a little bit more detail. But let me see what else about settled in 1900s. Whitefish was settled in 1900s primarily due to the expansion of the railway, which made the area more accessible for trade and tourism. One cool thing is there is a little historical downtown in Whitefish. I've not been there.
It's super cute.
Oh, so you did go there?
Yes, the girls, we did 2 days down there. It is so cute.
Did you go to the boudoir bar?
The boudoir bar?
It's a coffee shop.
Yes,
it's
we did.
Fantastic.
We did. They had a lavender coffee.
Yes.
It was amazing.
It is my favorite.
Yes. So good.
So what are the ladies wearing in this coffee shop?
Just normal clothing,
Normal
honey. I'm
clothes.
sorry.
Wow.
It's not like Hooters
I don't drink
does coffee.
I don't look at girls in regular clothing, so I'm not going there. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
So the downtown area features many historical buildings, including the old Whitefish Depot, which is a preserved example of the 20th century architect. We also have Whitefish Lake, originally known for its fishing. Whitefish Lake attracts visitors in the early Whitefish Lake attracted visitors in the early 1900s and contributed to the development of the town as a resort destination. So,
very cool.
Yeah, there's a Native American, cultural influence in Whitefish, which you can see in a lot of the different buildings and traditions and community spirit, it says. But that's really about it. That's about all I could find. Again, we are just a stone's throw away from Glacier National Park. And
literally.
So now we came to Columbia Falls rather than, there's some places that are closer to the west entrance. So pretty much correct me if I'm wrong here, Paige, but most of the infrastructure for Glacier National Park, I'm talking about outside of the park, not inside the park, is here in the west gate. Like there's not a whole lot on the east gates. Is that correct?
That's right. So over on the east entrance, there is not a whole lot of town.
Yeah. No,
for lack of a better term.
There's not a whole lot of town.
There's not a whole lot of town.
That's an Indian reservation over there, right? Pretty much
outside of it in Browning, there is the reservation area over there. The West Gate has definitely become more developed with city amenities, shopping, restaurants, all of the big box stores over in Kalispell. So a lot of people do, in the airport, of course. So that makes it easy for people to come in and out. Of this area.
That's right.
Yeah, and so what we've found is, and this is probably true with any national park, the closer we got to the West Gate, the more expensive the campgrounds got.
Absolutely.
And so we were trying to find that middle ground as far as expense, but also,
being near
things to do.
Right.
And the only thing we remember, we were here 4 years ago. We told you that. We were here
3 years ago.
3 years ago, whatever it was. 3 years ago. And the only thing I can remember about Columbia Falls is the amazing Mexican place you have in town.
Yes, Vaqueros.
Yeah, and so we took all the kids there a couple days ago, and it was fun to reminisce from 3 years ago eating at that restaurant. But I remember the downtown being very cute, and we'll talk more about that because it is an adorable downtown here in Columbia Falls. But we found that this was a really great location, specifically the Columbia Falls RV Park, and you guys didn't pay us to have you on the show or anything like that. We're inviting you on here. We believe in this, park, the RV park where we're at, because it's just a great location. And
it really is. It really is. I love the location because, again, last time we stayed in Hungry Horse, and there's a few things out there, but really when you got back to the RV park, you were there at the RV park. And if you were like, I need to run to town, okay, never mind, I'm not going to do that, because it was just a little too far. Here, being in Columbia Falls, we can literally walk to things, which is fabulous. Like I took my dog for a walk all through the downtown area the other morning, which is fabulous. You could walk up the little hill and get some coffee or Oh, we're going to talk about the coffee. Oh, the coffee. Okay.
Well, and also we're only 16 miles from the West Gate. Is that right? 16 miles? I think I saw
16 miles.
Yeah, so it's 15 minutes. We're pretty much at the West Gate. So I just love this because not every single day are we going into the park. We're here for 30 days, so we're here an extended time. And there's been lots of days where we just didn't feel like hiking or going up in the park.
Because if you took me to the park every day, I think I might get a little like, I don't want to do the park every day.
Right.
You've spent a lot of money making sure your RV is geared up to take you on open road adventures. But what about when you aren't using your RV and need to store it? RVers know storing your RV in the elements can dry rot tires, break down seals, and damage that beautiful shine on your paint. You want the best protection for your RV while you aren't on the road, and there is no better solution than your own personalized RV storage building by Morton Buildings. Morton is an industry leader in design and construction of RV garages as well as other recreational and hobby buildings. This means that the design, function, and aesthetics are perfect for your needs and space. So while you aren't in your RV trekking across the country, you'll be happy knowing that your RV is safe, secure, and protected from harsh elements inside a beautiful RV garage by Morton Buildings. With over 100 construction centers throughout the country, getting started on your new RV garage is a breeze. Quite simply, Morton RV storage buildings are built stronger, last longer, and look better. Save now through February during Building Value Days when you can build the best for less. Visit mortonbuildings.com for more information and start planning today.
Right. All right. Well, you want to jump into the top 10 facts and see where it leads us.
Yes. So these are the top 10 things to do. And we're really going to cover kind of the Columbia Falls and Whitefish area and like the little stretch of road going up to the national park. But for number 10, I put shopping because there really is a lot of great shopping in the area. And whether you're looking for a cute little boutique, resale, like thrifting is a huge thing right now. There's a couple thrift shops around. But kind of what are your thoughts on the shopping here in Columbia Falls and Whitehead?
Whitefish.
Whitefish. Whitefish, Whitehead. It's white something.
You are going to find some incredibly cute local boutiques between these two towns.
Yeah.
There are some great resales over in Whitefish that I love to go and sift through.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's also Big Fork is another hidden gem for shopping.
Oh, really?
The downtown Big Fork area is adorable. If you haven't checked it out, then you definitely need to go. It's another one of those little hidden nooks in the area that has incredibly great food and some very unique shops.
Oh, cool. I wrote it down because did you know about Big Fork?
No,
where is it on the map?
I don't know, but I'll find it.
You should find it.
Well, let's not stop the show for me to go look for it.
We're not going to stop the show. But so us girls did some shopping already in Whitefish, not Whitehead. Sorry about that. And we had a blast. Like we went down there, hit up the chocolate shop, which the lady who does the chocolate there was phenomenal. So it's it's a really neat little bookstore with chocolate in the back. So that was fun. With the kids and grandbabies, there's a absolutely adorable children's clothing boutique. Oh yes. My gosh. Fabulous, like clothing and finds and just, that was so much fun. And just enjoyed our time kind of perusing up and down the street. We did hit the one thrift store that we found in that area. That was super fun. And then I know the kids hit the thrift store here in Columbia Falls, which I've not been to yet. I will. I'm going to get there. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So maybe ladies, if your men aren't into shopping, which most guys aren't, you could have a great girls' day or just a pamper yourself day and spend some time in Whitefish or Columbia Falls or Big Fork and do some shopping. Fabulous.
And one thing that we just recently learned, because we had to drive all the way down to FedEx down in Kalispell.
Yeah.
There's a historical downtown in Kalispell, which we didn't know, because it seemed more like a modern, because you have a Home Depot, you got a movie theater, you got Walmart, kind of all the box stores are down in Kalispell. Is it Kalispell, right?
Kalispell.
Kalispell.
Okay, but everybody says it so quick, it sounds like they're saying Cow's Bell. And that's what I thought it was until I saw it was
There's
spelled.
a Kyle's Bale.
Kyle's Bale.
So it's
Kyle's
spelled Kalissspell, right? Okay.
So basically,
but it's Kalispell.
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 But everybody says it so fast, it sounds like Kalispell. So I'm just going to say Kalispell real quick.
You didn't know you were going to run into rednecks this far north, did you?
Exactly. Right? We're going to head on over to Kyle's Bale.
No, you know what? The people in Montana have been amazing.
Oh, so sweet.
Well, we spent a lot of time in Wyoming, and the people down there are amazing too. But when we got here, and I don't want to say they're nicer or whatever, but it's just everybody is so welcoming. Everybody wants to go out of their way to help you. And that's just amazing. You don't see that much anymore,
Can you blame us since we live in the most beautiful place in the
Right.
world?
I know. It's
That's
true. It's true. Even on dreary days. So the other day it was rather dreary and we left the RV and the mountains. I so wish I would have gotten a picture.
With the clouds.
The clouds.
The way they wrap around the mountains. That is one of my favorite things.
Oh my gosh. It was as if God just took a blanket of clouds and laid it over the top of the mountains and it's just like falling down the edge. And I was like,
yeah, it just wrapped. And I don't know if Callie's describing it right, but it just wrapped around the mountains. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
right.
Because normally you can have clouds around the mountains,
just
but these
sitting on
wrapped
top, but
completely
these
around.
Right. These literally came up and fell over the edge of the mountain. And then in between the mountain pass was this big cloud coming through the middle of the mountain pass. I was like, oh my goodness.
I just kept thinking of hot chocolate with the marshmallows
It really
wrapped on
did.
top.
It
That's
was
what it
just
looked like.
incredible. Incredible. Okay.
Moving
on. Do you even know on your list?
I do. I see that you numbered them for me.
I did in pink so you could see it. So number 9 are these fun little adventure centers. And there's not a ton, but there's a few. But you can find things like mazes and arcades and mini golf and go-karts and zip lining. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So there's a couple here. And I found one down in Kalispell. And then there's one not too far down the street, which is the Amazing Fun Center.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. We haven't done it, but it looks amazing.
It is so fun. Between the Amazing Fun Center and the Glacier Highline and the Glacier Zip Line, there are tree ropes courses. There's zip lining. The zip line Highline Tree Tower grill is amazing.
Really? Is that the one we're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to be doing and I was going to give them a plug.
Oh, okay.
Glacier Zip Lines has invited us out tomorrow to do their zip lining course. So we're pretty excited about that. And we've got some other companies that I wanted to plug here in a minute. But yeah, we're going to be doing the zip line.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm excited for that. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, so the other company that has invited us out is Swan Mountain Outfitters, and it's the Glacier division. They're going to Callie's getting ready to do a horseback ride through Glacier. And then we're also going to be doing fly fishing next week.
Yes, next Friday.
All in support of the magazine, but just so many great things to do in this area. I mean, this is an outdoor paradise.
Do you know that you can also ride llamas down at the Swan Mountain Outfitter?
No.
So just in case you want to change it up and go on a llama.
Yes, I
Ride
do.
a llama?
You need to write this down. You need to call.
They're not going to let you. They're not going to let me ride a llama.
They're going to let me ride a llama.
They'll let her ride a llama.
Absolutely. You reach out to Marsha and you tell her I want to ride a llama.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I want pictures.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Again, so a big thank you goes out to Glacier Zip Lines and then also Swan Mountain Outfitters for having us out and enjoying some of the fun that they have to offer. So
absolutely. So yes, there's plenty of activities. So for those folks that maybe you just want maybe a break from kind of those more rugged outdoor activities, one of these adventure centers is a great way to get the kiddos and let them literally bounce off the walls and just have a grand old time.
So I noticed a lot more than normal down in Kalispell. Gotta say it real quick.
Did you say Kalispell?
Kalispell.
Kalispell.
Yeah, then I pronunciate every
Pronunciation?
Yes. And it sounds weird.
We'll keep him straight.
Well, I know. Somebody has to.
Anyway, there's a lot of kid centers down there.
Yes.
Like more than normal. Like where we live in Kentucky, you might find one or maybe two in the area. There was like 15 of them down in Kalispell. where I'm talking about like the indoor places where they have, I guess because of the snow and the cold in the winter, we have
to have a little reprieve during the winter.
Yeah.
That, as we're talking that out, that makes a lot of sense to me. But, if you're here, you're visiting the glacier area, it's rainy, you don't want to go do anything outdoors, it's a great place to take the kids.
Right.
The bouncy houses and the climbing all over the ropes kind of courses and stuff like that. So
right. Chock them full of sugar and set them loose.
Another great one is the Flathead Alpine Coaster.
Oh, that's right.
Over in Lakeside.
Yes, the Alpine Coaster. I totally forgot about that. Randy's writing it down because I desperately want to do. I love those things. So we're close to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and the Alpine coasters rule. Like people will go from coaster to coaster to say who's the best. So, we have to do that. That's going to be so fun.
Moving on to number what are we on?
8. Number 8. Okay, coffee shops. Okay, y'all and your coffee. You drive a quarter of a mile and there's another coffee shop and another coffee shop and another coffee shop. I think I counted 7 here in Columbia Falls alone.
Just drive-through coffee shops.
Yeah, just drive-through coffee. I mean, it was incredible. I was like, we're literally going to take a day and hit up a ton of these. I've already hit up, I think, 4 of them.
Yep,
I think 4 of them. And then the boudoir bar, which, is not a little drive-through, but amazing coffee. Because, when do you get lavender in your coffee?
Exactly.
Never.
So is all the coffee shops because of the low temperatures you get a lot? Is that what you think that is, or just very popular drink around here?
Well, we have to have a lot of energy to go out and do all these hikes, so we have to caffeinate ourselves all the time.
I love it. But yeah, I'm so impressed with the amount of a variety of coffee shops, because it's not just like Starbucks on every corner. You can find Starbucks here. So for your diehard Starbuckers, it is here in the area.
Just one across the street.
Right,
actually.
there is. But these just they have the Cowgirl coffee.
Yep, that's right at the corner outside of our park. The Montana Coffee Trader is one of the most popular here in the area. They don't typically do drive-through, but their coffee and their food is spectacular.
Nice.
There is the Copper Mountain Coffee drive-through.
I stop there.
Have you had a moonshine?
No, I did see those, and I was trying to figure out what those were.
It's an energy drink.
Oh.
You can't go wrong with any of them.
Yeah. Oh. I saw those on the menu and I was like, I wonder what that is. I'm going to have to talk to a local.
I highly recommend getting a Glacier.
Okay. A Glacier moonshine. Oh, yeah. The coffee here has been wonderful. And Randy's like, are you literally going to coffee drink your way through this town? And I'm like, yes, sir, I am.
Here in Columbia Falls, my new favorite is called Uptown Hearth. It's a company that was here before COVID, and they've just reopened. And their drip coffee is to die for.
Really? I haven't had a good cup of drip coffee.
It's on Nucleus Avenue, just up the hill.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm totally going to hit that up because I haven't had a great cup of drip coffee and I can't tell you how long.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm very picky.
Yeah, I am too. Okay. Oh,
and love this. For those listeners and viewers on YouTube, when you come into Columbia Falls, it's going to stand out how many coffee
you're like,
spots
and there's
are.
a coffee shack. There's a coffee. Yeah, there's another one. Oh, look, there's a coffee shop. So you have the drive-through coffee shacks, and then you have the coffee shops. It's glorious.
I think we pass 12 between here and the gym every morning.
At least, because every time I'm like, hey, babe, can you pull in somewhere and get me coffee? And just about that time, there's a place. Yep. I'm like, this is wonderful. Like the heavens opened up and the angels are singing when it comes to coffee in these towns.
All right. Moving on to number 7. You're not going to tell the story of last time we were here because the listeners have heard it 5 times.
They're going to hear it again and they're going to love it and they're going to sympathize with me. Okay. These are the U-Pick farms. Yes. Okay. I have yet to enjoy one. Would you like to hear the story, Paige, as to why I have not enjoyed one yet?
I am so excited to hear this story.
Okay. So the story goes 3 years ago, we arrive into this town and we are driving along the lake, Flathead Lake, and you pass U-Pick farm, U-Pick farm, U-Pick farm. They're everywhere. And I'm like, babe, look at all the U-Pick farms. This is so great. Let's go do it. We don't have time for that. I'm like, yes, we do. No, we don't. So for several days, probably 5-ish days, we're going back and forth of, no, we don't have time for that. We're here to do the national park. Finally, because I don't stop, he relented and was like, fine, we'll do a U-Pick farm. So I get on my little phone and I start looking them up and I'm like, what? They're closed for the season. We had just missed the season. I never got to do a U-Pick farm. Can you believe that?
And they're closed for the season right now, too.
I know.
Randy.
I know. It's his fault, isn't it?
We were only here for like 8 days last time. And I'm like, I'm not driving 2,000 miles for you to go pick cherries.
I wanted to pick cherries. You love me. You should let me pick cherries.
The Flathead cherries are amazing.
They're like known.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The Flathead cherries. See, honey? And if you don't want to pick cherries, you can pick apples, you can pick plums and pears and peaches. And there's a lavender farm that I saw.
Yes, over in the lakeside area. It's beautiful.
Oh, see? All of this fun you picking that I could have been picking and I'm not picking.
So now you have to come back in early summer.
Okay, so
that
pick.
you can pick.
I want to pick.
Okay.
So for all of those listening and watching, if you want to pick and you want to pick, just time it during the year so that you don't have this conversation with your husband where he just breaks your little hopes and dreams and tells you can't pick anything.
And for all the gentlemen, just pick a hike and go on a hike that day.
There you go.
Or the
we
movies.
have plenty to choose from.
Yeah,
exactly. I hear there's like at least 2 hikes here.
2.5.
2.5.
All right, so number 6 is what you're going to be doing on Friday.
I know, horseback riding. I am so excited. So last time we were here 3 years ago, we did a horseback ride in the park and doing another one. So I'm super excited about that. But I understand you can do them in the park or outside of the park, but not just here kind of on the West Glacier side. There's some other horseback riding ranches around, aren't there?
There are several, especially over in the Whitefish area. My absolute favorite is the Clydesdale Outpost.
Oh, no way.
They have the cutest boutique ranch. They opened in 2021, I believe. 22. And they have 90 acres on the Swan River. Not the Swan River. It's on a river.
It's on a river.
It's on a river.
You're like me. It's on some water. That's all we need to know.
But you can schedule horseback rides. You can schedule sleigh rides during the winter. They have these beautiful events there for Halloween and Christmas. And so it's just an all around wonderful experience.
Oh.
But horseback riding.
Yeah, but horseback riding.
But horseback riding.
Oh, that's incredible.
Well, I believe
love that.
I believe you can bring your own horse and go through the park with your own horse, can't you? I'm pretty sure that's allowed.
Yes.
Okay. So for those that are doing the RV / pulling a horse trailer, you've got that option. And then
we have
again,
friends that do that.
Right. Then again, I want to plug Swan Mountain again one more time. And to be complete transparent, they did comp our horse ride this weekend. So
horse ride.
Your horse ride, because I'm too fat to get on the horse, apparently.
You're going to break the horse.
That's what they said. Not quite.
They should have put you on a mule.
They could have. But anyway, so I believe they're the only company that can do the commercial ones inside the park.
Yes.
So if you want to do a horse ride inside the park, if you don't have your own horse, Swan Mountain Outfitters are the people to call.
It's the only gig in town to go inside the park.
Yeah, make sure you tell them that RV Destinations Magazine sent you.
Yes.
But yeah, Caly will be able to give you a full report on that after Friday because she's going to be doing that horse ride.
I know. I'm so excited. I grew up riding horses, so I'm very excited to be back on a horse. Anytime I have an opportunity to get on a horse, I am on a horse. We own a diesel pusher, and getting fuel to keep our rig rolling can get expensive, and it's not always possible to fit into a regular gas station for our diesel needs. Years ago, we discovered Open Roads to help with those problems. Open Roads is a diesel discount program that allows up to fill up at thousands of gas stations and truck stops locations nationwide. We can save at the pump at places like TA, Love's, Speedway, and more. We used to have to run back and forth from the pump to inside, getting our credit card pre-authorized and guessing at how much fuel we would need. Now we simply pull in, swipe our Open Roads card at the pump like a credit card, fuel up, and hit the road again. With savings of up to 40 and 50 cents off a gallon, it just makes sense to join. Plus, joining is free and easy. And now Open Roads just got even better by offering an easy option for road and bridge tolls. Instead of keeping track of multiple transponders for different parts of the country, all you need is one. For a low setup fee and annual fee, you'll receive one transponder that works across the nation at all tolls and bridges. Open Roads keeps you rolling with great diesel discounts and an easy toll solution. Go to myopenroads.com and start saving big at the pump today and keep your rig rolling and the open road adventures coming.
All right. Now I got to talk. I want to take number 5. So number 5
yes.
is, and this is very much like the coffee shop. When you get here, you see the coffee shops everywhere. The only thing that you see more than coffee shops, huckleberries.
Yes.
They're everywhere. Huckleberries. Yes. I'm not talking about on the side of the road and you get to pick your huckleberry. I'm talking about all the stores here have huckleberry pies, huckleberry ice cream, huckleberry fudge, huckleberry
chocolate,
chocolate, huckleberry soap, candles, everything.
Huckleberry seasonings, huckleberry barbecue sauces,
and
that's really good.
Yes,
so good. My son-in-law, we had our family that just flew in for a week. They just left, but he found a huckleberry seasoning that he put on chicken, and we grilled it, and it was amazing.
Oh my gosh,
I'm like,
it was so good.
I'm like, what is this? It has like a sweet hint, and he's like, huckleberry seasoning, and he pulled it out.
I know.
But anyway, so the thing is, which is interesting to me, I never knew this. You know, I've heard of huckleberries. Who's the character on TV named Huckleberry?
The bear.
Oh, it's the bear, right? In what cartoon?
Oh,
I can't think.
You can't ask us things that we didn't.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because
someone is in their car driving right now. It's like, you dummies! It's blah 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 blah. I can't remember, but.
Was it Huckleberry Hound? I don't know. Okay, you go.
Anyway,
going.
so the thing with the huckleberries that I never knew is you can only find huckleberries in Montana, Idaho, Washington, and I believe Oregon was the other one.
In California.
You can find it in California. So
different species.
Right. So it takes a certain climate and kind of this wet climate up here, and
an elevation.
Oh, it's the elevation
okay.
too. Okay. But I'm telling you, my gosh, so my son just proposed to his girlfriend while I was out here, and it was wonderful. But so as I can now call her his fiance, said, you've got to try a huckleberry shake.
Oh, yeah. She was like step foot on into Montana.
She's looking for a shake.
I want a huckleberry shake. Like, I want a huckleberry shake.
And so I didn't think anything of it. And ice creams, sweet things are not my thing. But when it comes to ice cream, I love ice cream. So I got a huckleberry shake, and since that one time, I've had like 5 of them, and that was like 3 days ago.
Not to mention all the huckleberry ice cream.
Oh my gosh.
We have Sweet Retreats here in town in Columbia Falls, and they have the best hand-churned huckleberry cheesecake ice cream.
Oh, huckleberry cheesecake ice cream. We have not tried that yet.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to go off our diet to try that.
So tell us about, obviously we're in the area where they grow naturally. So maybe tell us a little bit about, what are some of the fun things that you've seen or tried? And I mean, the cheesecake sounds well. Is there anything else that you think we should go try, our listeners?
Oh, well, the Huckleberry Patch in Hungry Horse is the place. If you want a good huckleberry pie, that's where you need to go.
Mm-hmm. And I think we did let's see, I wrote it down here. Where's it at? Willow's Huckleberry Land. I have never
That's
been.
in Hungry Horse, right?
That's the one in Hungry Horse.
Okay.
This is I think they're the same because there's like 2.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah, there's one that's kind of the old white building with all the cutout characters in the front.
And that's the Huckleberry Patch.
Okay, that is the Huckleberry Patch. Okay, so that's where we went. Yeah.
They were the ones that made the first huckleberry pie. Isn't that what they said?
That's what they claim. Yeah.
Okay.
And, it's to die for. Now, folks, I'm letting you know that they charge you, if you want a whole pie to take home, it's $47.99. Yeah, but I promise you it will be worth every penny.
The other one that's worth every penny and all the time to get to Polebridge, the Polebridge Bakery Mercantile has Huckleberry Bear Claws.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, you said Polebridge area. You told me this when we first came in.
On the other side of Glacier.
No, I know where that's at.
Okay.
It's 20 miles north of here.
That's what Carrie Hanrahan talked about.
But you were saying that it starts closing down. We're getting close to when they close down for the season, right?
We're getting close to that time. I haven't heard word that they've closed down yet.
Okay.
So we need to get out there is what I'm hearing.
Yes. And they also bring goods down to the Columbia Falls Community Market on Thursdays.
Oh.
So you want to get there around the time they open so they don't sell out of the beer claws.
Okay. So Thursdays, that's good to hear. Where is this located in Columbia Falls?
It's just on 9th Avenue.
Okay.
Or not 9th Street, which is our main road that comes into Columbia Falls.
Okay.
Route 2.
Yeah.
It's probably that area that we saw the market before.
Yeah.
At.
Okay. With the the wooden fence posts around it.
Yes. Okay. Yep. I know what you're talking about now.
So anyway, so to wrap it up, you've got to try Huckleberry.
Anything Huckleberry.
Even if you don't like sweet stuff, I think you'll like Huckleberries. They're just special. They look like little blueberries. They're about the size of a blueberry, but they've got a very, very unique taste and just so good.
And the cartoon, I was correct. It is the Huckleberry Hound. And it started in 1958. There were 4 seasons of the Huckleberry Hound show, and he was blue.
Okay, yeah, that's what I remember.
That's him.
Yeah,
that's Huckleberry.
That's him. He only got a rating of 6.6 out of 10. I just don't even know where that's coming from.
All right, moving on to number 4.
Okay, Flathead Lake. I mean, we got to talk about it. It's huge. Do you know how big it is, actually?
Actually, I do. I wrote that down for you.
Okay, because I was like, how big is it?
It's 197 square miles.
197 square miles.
Yes, it is the largest body of fresh water west of the Mississippi River.
Wow, I did not know that. I mean, I know it's big because I felt like, the way we came in, driving in, like you're driving along the Flathead Lake forever.
Yes.
Like it's forever and it's beautiful. And this is where all the U-Pick farms are. But I had no idea it was that big.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's a lot to do out there as well, correct?
Oh, yeah. Along the east side is where Big Fork is.
Okay.
And so you can take that route. And then you can also head out to the Swan River area from there as well. Along the west side, that's Lakeside.
Okay.
That's where the Alpine Coaster is.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's also another ski resort down there as well. And then there's a lot of stretch of nothing. But it's a beautiful nothing.
It's a beautiful nothing.
It is a beautiful nothing.
So tell us about this Horse Island.
Yeah.
Wild Horse Island.
Okay, tell us about it. Have you been out there?
No, but I have really been wanting to schedule one of the tours to go out to Wild Horse Island. You could kayak out there.
Okay.
It's going to take you a little while.
Okay.
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can schedule tours to go out there with paddle boats, kayaks, rafts, or not rafts.
Pontoon boats.
Yeah, pontoon boats. To go out and have picnics on the island, and there are still wild horses on the island.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah, we looked into it, and we probably still will do it, but if we can get down there before they close.
I think today was literally their last day of shuttles.
But it wasn't too bad. It was like for a pontoon boat, it was like $45 a person, and again, we're recording this in September of 2024, so check pricing, but. That I don't think that's too bad.
No,
they take you out and bring you back.
It was a shuttle. They would take you out and drop you off for a few hours and then pick you back up.
Well, I guess we're going to be swimming out there.
I know. I'm pretty sure the 18th was the last day for it.
Oh well. Wow.
I know. Like Paige said, we just have to come back earlier in the season when things are still open.
Yes.
So if you're driving in and you're coming from the east, there's a good chance you're going to drive around Flathead Lake, and so. There's 2 roads, and Paige, correct me if I'm wrong, but 93, which is what you'll be coming up from Missoula, kind of goes to the left, which goes towards Kalispell. And then to the right is where all the U-Pick farms are, and you ride right along the lake the whole way. And this is the way.
35.
35, yes.
And
it goes into Big Fork.
Right.
Okay.
That's 35. Okay. And 35 is what takes you more directly to Columbia Falls. You could go either way, but it takes you more direct going 35, and it's a beautiful drive.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You get to see the mountains in the background of the lake. So very, very cool drive. But yeah, okay.
Oh, and total crazy segue, back to the ghost town. It's Garnet Ghost Town.
Garnet. There's also a Maiden, Montana ghost town. So I really want to go to that.
Yeah, for Maiden, your last name.
Exactly.
What's your maiden name? Maiden. No, what's your maiden name? Maiden.
We make fun of my daughter all the time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I love that. Okay, so number 3, and you just did this, so we can definitely talk about this. River rafting, kayaking. I mean, you can float, you can whitewater raft, you can kayak, you can paddleboard. So what are some of the different things that you have done? Because you just did a trip, didn't you?
I do a little bit of all of it.
Okay, perfect.
I spent a lot of time rafting on the Flathead River, and then over on the Kootenai River in Libby, Montana. And then we love to go kayaking in Lake McDonald, Lake 5. Taking some of the smaller rivers.
Oh, yeah.
With our kayaks is really fun. But any of the lakes.
Yeah.
kayaking and paddleboarding is probably my favorite summer pastime. I keep my kayak racks on top of my car.
Really? Oh, that's so cool.
Just so I can head over after work.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now,
That's
which one is
awesome.
your favorite? If you had to pick one, you couldn't do any other river or...
And this was going to be it. You had to do this one again and again and again.
The Lake McDonald.
Really?
Down McDonald Creek.
Okay.
So the one you just did this past
Yeah.
Sunday or Saturday or whatever day it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
cool.
fun. Yeah, that's and you said you just had to float, so it's not much effort. You're flowing with the stream, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a lot of effort. And then if you go later in the season when the water level is lower, it's not as fast moving.
So you're kind of creeping down the river.
So if you go in the spring or summer, you're flying down.
You are flying down. I would probably not take my kayak out in the spring.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's good to know. Yeah, unless you're like a super seasoned like river rafter person.
I am not.
I am not either.
You're one of
No.
those people that can flip it over and go underwater for a while and then come back up.
I haven't flipped yet. Knock on wood.
Good. We watched that in
Durango.
Durango, Colorado. They had this section of river right in town, like white water. And so they would, like, we were watching, because it was part of a facility too. Like they would do training there. But anyway, we were watching some guys, and this dude, and I swear his little kayak thing strapped around him was like no bigger than this. It was insane.
Well, it was like a little ducky. I think they call them duckies.
I don't know what it was. It was a little insane-y, because then he'd go in the water and he'd like flip upside down and disappear. And I'm like, no. And then he would pop back up, come back to the shore, go back out and do it again. And I guess that's what he was practicing. But I'm like, I can't watch this, dude. You're giving me a heart attack, because I'm not coming out there to rescue you.
No, my anxiety would be through the roof.
Oh, mine was. Yeah. Couldn't handle it.
And I assume there's plenty of places to rent kayaks. So, if you're coming in an RV, you're not going to most
There are
likely be...
so many places that you can rent them straight in Glacier, and they even have little wheels so you can wheel them around.
Nice. Perfect.
It is.
That's
And then
neat.
there's Swan River Outfitters. They host the rafting tours in the summer.
So they're into rap too, rap music.
They like to rap. Yes.
They like ook, ook, ook.
All right, well, cool. So so if you don't have your kayak with you, you can certainly rent it here. All right, moving on to number 2.
Number 2 is hiking and biking. Okay. We could probably do 15 podcasts on hiking and biking opportunities in this area alone.
In Glacier alone, there is 700 miles of hiking opportunities.
700 miles of hiking. That is crazy to me. And I get it. Glacier is a big area. Randy tackled 15 of those miles the other day with his son and son-in-law.
Highline Trail. We did the Highline Trail, which was an amazing trail. But, I know that Glacier gets all the glory, so to speak, when it comes to hiking, but there's still some nice hiking in the surrounding area in Columbia Falls.
Yeah, because this is it a national forest that we're
we have the Flathead National Forest around us.
Okay.
One of my favorite local hikes is the Columbia Falls hike. So
Oh,
you
really?
we have falls in Columbia Falls. Yeah.
Hence the name.
Hence the name.
Very cool. So maybe we'll have to do that one, because we love hiking in the national park, but as a lot of folks know, you can't take your pets with you on the hikes, but in the national forest you can.
You can't guess.
Yeah.
Over in Kalispell, Foy's Lake Overlook is another beautiful hike.
Oh,
What is it called?
Foy's Lake. Foys Lake.
Okay. And then one of the guys that works here was telling us about a mountain hike, something, maybe it was Columbia Falls Mountain?
That's
hike.
the Columbia Falls hike.
Okay, that's the one you were referring to. Okay. Yes. When I looked it up, it was strenuous. If you do the whole, it's like a 20-mile or something like that, straight up a mountain.
You can go that far if you want to.
Right.
No.
I will let him go all by himself.
Honestly, after the 15 miles I did, it's only the second time in my life I hiked 15 miles, and I told Caly, I'm like, I'm too old. I'm like, I'm limiting it to 10 miles from here on out. I'm just not going to, because I found that, and we did the Highline Trail. We went all the way up to Grinnell Glacier, but what I found is about 9 to 10 miles is when my hips started hurting, my knees started hurting, my ankles started hurting. And I'm like, it wasn't fun. From 9 miles to 14 or 14 and a half is what it ended up really being. And so
It's miserable.
Yeah, it was those last 5 miles were just painful.
Yeah, that's why I call it the pain to pleasure ratio was not worth it, because we did a hike in Norway several years ago, that was like that. And I told him, I was like, I would never do it again because the pain to pleasure ratio just wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth
pleasure.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have that as a new scale on all of the hikes.
Right. They really should.
We're going to put that in the magazine. Caly's
pain to pleasure hiking ratio.
I call it the expenditure to reward relation.
Okay.
But
I like hers better.
Yeah, I like mine too. Yeah.
So let's talk about biking. I've got a question for you. So I noticed that going out of Columbia Falls here, there's a bike path on the, I guess that would be the east side of the road. And then I don't know where it ends or if it does end, but then I noticed over in Hungry Horse, there's a bike path that picks up. Do those meet somewhere?
Yeah, they actually meet under the Hungry Horse Bridge. And you go under, and then you can take that bike trail all the way to Glacier.
So I can hop out here on the bike trail on the east side of the road, if I'm saying it right, and I can go all the way out there.
Yes.
We're doing that.
We're doing that. I want to do that.
I went on the other side of the road and
Randy almost fell and died.
Did sidewalks, but then I got to the bridge area where the rock is in the water, and you're and I was on the other side of the guardrail, and there's a small path from other people that have dared to drive it. Well, my handlebar hit the and it's a sheer drop off down to the river. Is that Flathead?
That's Flathead.
Okay. It's a sheer drop down there and probably, I don't know, 20, 30 feet down. And it was getting narrower and narrower, and my right handle hit the guardrail, and my whole thing switched. And I thought I was done. I thought I was going down the river, and I grabbed the bar. It got nicked up my legs and a few things, but I was able to save myself, and I'm like, I'm done. So I picked up the bike, flipped it around in the air, put it back down, and headed straight out. I'm like, there's got to be a better way to get down to Hungry Horse and Glacier. So that's really good to know. So you could take your bike straight from here all the way down to Glacier.
Absolutely.
And into Glacier.
And into Glacier, up Logan Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've got the electric bikes. I don't think we'll have enough electric to get there.
Maybe.
We're not going to the Sun Road.
I think we get about 30 miles.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You might get 35. I get
if
like
we
28.
turn sideways and think aerodynamic thoughts.
If you park down at Logan or the visitor center, you can take your e-bike all the way up to Logan Pass,
and then just
coast coast all the way down.
So it is worth saying that at certain times of the year there are bike restrictions inside the park. Those were lifted on September 8th. That sounds like about the same time every year that they lift those. So right now, because we're past that, September 18th is where we are. We can take our bike literally all the way up to Logan's Pass. And we did see people.
We did. We saw some legit serious bikers.
These are non-electric bikes.
Yeah,
These are
I saw
real
a dude.
bikers.
His tires. I mean, were like paper wide. It was insane.
At least little resistance.
I know, but it's just mind blowing to me. I'll take my fat tires. Thank you very much.
And,
all right.
and the electricity.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's move on to number one. You ready to do the number one?
I am.
All right. So the number one thing to do in the Columbia Falls Flathead Valley area is Glacier National Park, of course.
Of course.
You know, we can't not talk about Glacier when talking about this area, because that's really the main draw to the area, right? The park is the main draw. I mean, you would have a beautiful town here, but I don't think you'd have as many people coming to the area if it wasn't for Glacier National Park. Is that a fair statement?
It's a very fair statement.
Okay. Yeah. The park is just absolutely amazing. It's breathtaking. It's everything that you probably think. And some. Yeah. But it gets very, very busy. And we've been talking about that, you know, maybe consider coming off season.
Absolutely. And we've got some great resources out there for folks. So Carrie Hanrahan did a top 10 things to do inside of Glacier Park. So she's one of our writers and photographers, and she does top 10s and podcasts with us. So we have a podcast out there as well as the top 10 out on our website. We've written a couple articles that are in the magazine on Glacier National Park because there's just so much to see. It's such a huge, massive, expansive park that I really feel like you need to come in with some kind of game plan. You know, it's not one of those parks you just kind of willy-nilly and figure it out. You need to come in with a game plan.
There are plenty of people that do still come in willy-nilly, but they are missing so much.
Yes.
This is definitely a park you want to research and figure out your top wants.
Yeah. For
because
sure.
it's a big commitment, as you and I talked about. We had to find a dog sitter because Caly and I, we're staying on the west side, but all the way on the east side is a place called Mini Glaciers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stunning hikes there, but that's a 2 hour and 40-minute drive from here in Columbia Falls.
Right.
And so, you got a almost 6 hour round trip drive time
on top
plus
of
8 to 9
right.
hour hike.
Yeah.
So definitely come prepared. I would look through the hikes. I like to watch YouTube channels of the different hikes. Highline Trail is a big trail. It's probably, would you say that was probably the most famous hike in Glacier?
Yes, it's definitely the most hiked.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's always busy. It's really busy out to the saddle. Have you done it before? You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so about 3.5 miles in, the first 3.5 miles is not bad. It's really very relatively light and easy. But you get to a place that they refer to as a saddle, and it kind of looks like a saddle. That's the 3.5 mile mark. That's about halfway. But then the last 3.5 miles, where you get to the 7 mile mark, which is where you come to a split where you go to the right, you go to Grinnell Glacier Overlook, or you go straight to the chalet. That's a whole other story. Going out, it's all downhill. You're like, oh, this is great.
This is great. It's amazing. I love downhill.
I swear on my life, coming back, I never thought that hill was going to end. I should say hill. That mountain was going to end going up. And that's really where things started hurting pretty bad. But on top of that, we did Avalanche Lake. That's a pretty popular trail. It's a gorgeous trail.
And what was the Cedar?
The Cedar Trail of Cedars.
Trail of Cedars. That's it. Yeah,
that's a very family friendly hike.
Very family friendly. Like you can take a stroller family friendly hike because it's all boardwalk through there, and it's just under a mile. I think that kind of loops through that area, and it's beautiful. It takes you through all the cedars.
Absolutely worth the stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then over in Mini Glaciers, the only one I've done over there is Glacier Lake, and that was beautiful. You hike pretty much 8 miles straight uphill and end up in this beautiful glacial water lake with icebergs just kind of floating in it. I mean, you look like, you're in Glacier National Park.
Right.
You look like.
There's going to be some ice here.
But there's also a lake there that's pretty, and it's slipping my mind right now, but a lake that a lot of moose go to. Do you know what?
Moose Lake.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I knew Moose Lake was over there, but I think there's another lake that gets more moose than Moose Lake.
I don't know which one.
Would they be meese? Would
meese
plural be
I
meese?
think it's in that same area, but I think all the research I did said that this other one gets more moose than Moose Lake does. But you're right, there is one called Moose Lake. So anyway, there's thousands of books
homework
out there. There's all kinds of YouTube videos. Use all the resources you got to figure it out.
Yes, and the resources that we offer as well. So we're trying to help y'all out there.
Now, it's starting to get cold. Speaking of wintertime, Whitefish is a big place for winter. So we're going to bring on a guest real quick here. And we're going to talk a little bit about Whitefish.
Absolutely.
Don't pay for RV repairs in 2025 with our friends at Wholesale Warranties. It's no secret that most things are more expensive than they used to be, and RV repairs are no exception. With part costs and labor rates skyrocketing, even the most common RV breakdown can threaten to sideline your travels this new year. The good news? You can protect your travel budget with reliable coverage from Wholesale Warranties, which is an A+ rated company with the BBB. Your policy will pick up the bill for the most common and costly mechanical failures your rig may face, like leveling systems, slide outs, heating and cooling components, and appliances, all the way to your engine and beyond. As the most widely accepted plan, you can take your policy to any RV shop in the US or Canada, including mobile techs. Coverage starts on your schedule with no waiting period. So why wait? Visit wholesalewarranties.com to get your free, personalized RV warranty quote today and let them pick up your next repair bill.
So let's turn our attention to Whitefish now. We've got a special guest here. Do you want to introduce our guest here?
Yes. So today with us for the Whitefish section is Kevin Gartland. He is the executive director of the Whitefish Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Kevin. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys today?
Fabulous, fabulous. So I'm really excited about this because a lot of RVers love to travel in the wintertime, and this is a wonderful winter destination. So what are some of the activities that folks can enjoy in and around Whitefish during the wintertime?
Other than putting chains on and off your truck?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And actually, you don't have to do that. Was a joke, and I appreciate you guys recognizing that and laughing. We're really a four-season resort in Whitefish.
Okay.
It's a great summertime place to be, but in wintertime, really wintertime's where we started. with the foundation of what was then called Big Mountain Ski Area, and that was back in 1947. It actually was the Chamber of Commerce who started the ski area as a way to try to give our area a wintertime boost economically.
Oh, that's cool.
So they've been going on for 75, 76, 77 years, something like that.
Wow.
Kind of lurked on the outside for a long time, but the last 10 years, our ski area is really come into its own. They've been recognized by Ski Magazine probably the last 10 years in the top 5 in the Western United States. Just a huge asset to our community, and certainly the economic driver of our community in the wintertime, and the biggest attraction as well. We're here in Montana. We're only 50 miles from the Canadian border.
Wow.
Everybody thinks that we hide during the wintertime, that we freeze up and go into our shell or into our igloos or something like that.
Right.
Nothing could be further from the truth. This is as much activity as we have in the mountains in the summertime. We have just as much as the winter.
That's fabulous. So hiking, I'm sure wintertime hiking is an option. You've got the ski resort. I've heard this new thing, the fat tire biking in the wintertime?
Fat tire biking, yeah, there's a little bit of everything. Yeah, you never would think that you get on a mountain bike in the wintertime.
Exactly, yeah.
It's kind of counterintuitive.
Right.
But the tires are like this.
Yeah.
You think about it, and that gives you the flotation above the ski and or above the snow, and it's really taken off. I mean, mountain biking is big here in the summertime, and it's become that way in the winter as well. We have snowshoeing as well, cross-country skiing. I mean, there are a million different conveyances that they have, and really Whitefish is set up to capitalize on all of those and really take what you like to do and turn it into a wintertime type of a recreation.
Oh, that's
awesome.
fabulous.
And Whitefish is bigger than Columbia Falls, is that correct?
Whitefish is about 10,000 people these days, depending on what day it is.
Okay.
what time of year it is. Sure. But yeah, we've been in the $7,500 or 100-person range, I should say, for quite a while. Not the biggest town, but we really have a big attitude and a big aptitude when it comes to wintertime sports and recreation. Yeah. We're kind of the hub of tourism in the wintertime for our area, certainly because of the ski area is the number one thing. I mean, the ski area has 3,000 acres of skiable terrain, 114 different runs up there, 14 lifts, adding more lifts all the time.
Wow.
You don't have to ski to go to enjoy the mountain in the wintertime. They have the gondola rides that go up to the top. The Summit House is a spectacular place to go up and have lunch on a nice sunny winter day. You can see all the way into Glacier Park, up into Canada, down to Flathead Lake. The views are amazing. And people just really enjoy coming up and seeing where they are and getting out into the open.
Yeah.
Because tourism is such a big thing for this area, for Whitefish and Columbia Falls. Do most of the businesses stay open year round, or do they close for the season, or is it a mix of both?
In Columbia Falls and Whitefish, most of us are 24/7, 365 businesses. They don't go away. You can talk to that as well as I can, but we have a lot of folks in the RV parks during the wintertime, a lot of folks in Glacier National Park. People think Glacier closes down in the winter. It isn't. It's open 365 days a year. It's a great place to go in the wintertime to get away from it. If you go out to Glacier in the summer, it's packed.
Yeah.
It is really popular.
Yeah,
We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
in the wintertime, the snowmobiling, the Nordic skiing on your roadways. The roadways aren't plowed, but it's great for skiing.
Oh, yeah.
Sightseeing, quiet. It's unbelievable. Ice skating as well.
Oh, yeah.
On the natural lakes is a big thing during the wintertime.
How much snow do you get on the lower lands, if that's a proper
The
word?
lower lands.
We have an interesting climate here in the valley because of Flathead Lake. It kind of mellows things out. Flathead Lake is as big as several oceans.
Yeah.
So it kind of brings the temperatures up a little bit. Down here in the valley, we probably get 150 inches of snow a year.
Oh, my goodness.
Up on the mountain, 350 plus.
Wow.
I mean, it can get pretty, and they hold on to it on the mountain.
Yeah.
Down here, we've got about 2,000 feet of elevation between the ski area and down here in the valley. And in the valley, we'll get that snow, and we lose it pretty quick. Up on the mountain, they keep it, which is a good thing for skiers because they don't like dry ground.
Oh, yeah.
Skiing on the rocks.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's awesome. Is there, we talked a lot about the winter, but tell us maybe briefly before you've got to take off here, maybe a little bit about the summer. What is there to do in Whitefish in the summer?
Boy,
everything.
Yeah, we're really a mecca of outdoor recreational opportunities. Certainly, lots of hiking. We're kind of the hub between Columbia Falls and ourselves. We're the gateways to Glacier National Park, which is the #1 attraction in the state during the summertime months. Camping, hiking, horseback riding, ATV rides up in the hills. I mean, in the wintertime, it's snowmobiles and snow bikes. Snow bikes you didn't talk about.
Oh.
I never thought you could get
like dirt bike, like vroom vroom vroom, like bikes,
like Harley Davidson's cruising up an unplowed road.
Okay.
Big bikes and big boys on big bikes.
Wow.
And a lot of fun. Rented. You can rent them out from any number of different operators here. So
That is so cool.
That's kind of the winter counterpart to the ATVs, side by sides in the summertime, which is really big around here these days.
And I know my uncle comes out to Montana to hunt. So hunting opportunities too.
It's a 4-month type of a situation. The fall is the big hunting and fishing months. In the springtime is really hidden gem. Everybody kind of stays away until the road over the top of the pass opens up in mid-June. But in May and June, it's an amazing place if you like to bike, if you like to hike, and again, get away from the crowds a little bit. It's a fantastic place to be.
Now, Whitefish is slightly further away from the West Gate. Is that correct? Okay. Is there another gate that's closer to you in Whitefish?
No, there's only a couple major gates into the park. There's one on the west side. There's two on the west side. One is West Glacier, which is the main gate. There's one in Pole Bridge, which is north of Columbia Falls, about 20 miles or so. But it's a smaller area with a smaller recreational area. And then there's a couple of areas to enter the park on the east side. But really, West Glacier is the place to be.
Gotcha. So somebody that's staying in Whitefish would still go to West Glacier like they would here in Columbia Falls. Okay.
Absolutely. That's our main port into the park.
Okay. Do you again, I want to respect your time. Do you have like a 1-minute elevator pitch why people should come to Whitefish in the summer or winter?
Well, I won't limit it to Whitefish. I'll just say the Flathead Valley, which includes Columbia Falls and West Glacier in this area, because it's we're a resort community with resort amenities, but we're still very down home. People are very, very friendly here. When people come up to ski at Whitefish Mountain Resort, they're amazed that we have that big of a ski area there. But the fact is, the folks are down home and friendly. The pricing is a lot less than you'll see at your Vales and your Aspens and other places in Montana. But it's and that's what we're known for. That's what we've kind of built ourselves on that. So I would enjoy you just come out and enjoy everything we have during the wintertime. We haven't even talked about special events we have during the winter.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, what kind of special events do you have going on?
Well, the ski season usually starts first Friday in December. Typically, that's also about the time frame we do the Christmas stroll here in Whitefish, and they do the Night of Lights here in Columbia Falls, which
fun.
are they're very community oriented events, but visitor friendly.
Yeah.
And I've always found that if you want visitors to come and enjoy an event, you can't build an event for visitors. You have to build it for the locals.
Absolutely.
Because they want to feel like they're part of something you're doing.
Right.
So Christmas stroll and the Night of Lights are like that. We have torchlight parades and fireworks at the ski area on New Year's Eve and Christmas. We got the Whitefish Winter Carnival in February, which is a huge party, one of the top winter carnivals in the world every year.
Oh my gosh, how cool.
And it goes on and on. So there's a lot happening off the snow as well.
Yeah. That's fabulous.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So for you RVers out there that are willing to come in the wintertime, come on down, or actually come on up.
That's
come
right.
on up and over.
We got a place for you to stay right here.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
We're definitely going to talk about that. Columbia Falls RV Park is all year round. We'll talk a little bit more of that at the end of the show. But thank you so much, Kevin, for coming in and joining us to tell us a little bit about the winter activities there in Whitefish, and we appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Glad you guys could come up and see us, and come back in the wintertime. You guys too.
Yes,
I would love to.
We will.
All right.
Well, she's the one you got to convince,
you're going to have to convince me. I'm going to need some serious snow boots.
Don't worry, I will
You'll keep me warm? Okay.
I'll keep you warm, but I'll also convince you that you need to be here.
Okay, perfect.
Well, we got to talk Columbia Falls RV Park into putting a hot tub here for us.
Yes.
that would help.
Yes.
I think we would all benefit from that. Yes.
Amen.
I might be able to come over more often.
Exactly. Be like, Kevin's back again.
Yeah. What?
Well, thank you so much, Kevin. You guys have a great day, and thank you for coming on to the show.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So that was great. I'm glad Kevin was here and able to give us all that information.
That was a lot of really good information. You know, I kind of skip over wintertime because winter's not my favorite time of year because it's cold. But I think there's a lot of great activities that would keep somebody even like me occupied and happy and not thinking about the cold weather.
Yeah, but it would be fun to winter over. I've talked about this for a long time. I want to go to Alaska and winter over in Alaska, but she just will not do it.
And I just said he will winter over alone and I'll be in Key West, Florida.
But
I'm the opposite. I would rather be here during the winter.
Really? Oh, not me.
I don't like humidity and heat anymore.
Oh, I love humidity and heat. I'm like, bring it on. I would just want to bake and sweat.
Well, I just can't even imagine how beautiful this is with a fresh, clean powder, on the mountains, on the roads, and it's got to be stunning up here.
It is, and it never gets old.
Yeah, I think the pain to pleasure ratio is high because the reward, I think, with the stunning pictures, just everything. I'm going to do it. If I got to bring the RV back and leave her in a hotel somewhere in Florida.
Or in our lodge suite upstairs.
Well, there you go.
Oh, there
I'll
you
just
go.
fly. I'll just fly up here.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just fly up here and stay in the lodge right
stay here. I mean, this is a beautiful setup right here.
So, getting with the tradition of how we run the podcast, getting around here, you got to have a car. Everything is spread out. As we just talked about, many glaciers is almost a 3-hour drive if you want to get to the east side.
Right.
The North Gate at Pole Bridge is 20 miles from here. You're going to need a vehicle.
You're going to need a vehicle. I mean, here in Columbia Falls, here staying at the Columbia Falls RV Park, we're able to walk into downtown Columbia Falls and walk into the surrounding areas, walk for coffee. That is all very walkable. Whitefish in and of itself is very walkable. But to get here to Whitefish, you need a car. To get here to Glacier, you're going to need a car. To go through Glacier, you're going to need a car.
Flathead Lake, pretty much everywhere you're going to need a car. So, but then let's talk about camping options too.
Yes.
And Paige, you're here. You're the manager here at Columbia Falls RV Park, and what a wonderful place.
It's beautiful.
We pulled in and you said there was first of all, there was like 700 kids here.
I know. We pulled in. I was like, oh my gosh, I think the kids got wet and multiplied.
And we're getting old and grouchy. And we're like, but then we got into the RV and I'm gonna bring all this back so it's not a negative. I don't want it to sound like a negative, but Cal and I, we get set in our way and we're like, we just want to get there.
These darn kids.
But Cal and I chatted. I'm like, honey, the kids are outside. They're having a good time.
They're not playing video games.
They're not sitting in a house playing a video game.
Yeah.
And they're enjoying each other. We actually ran in, and again, if I didn't make this clear, this was a rally, a full-time RVers rally here. And so all these people that are full-time RVers, they don't have homes, they were staying here. And we got to meet a couple of them that listened to the podcast, and we chatted with them, and said it's amazing because they pulled in, and their son, was it a son or daughter? I can't remember.
I think it was son.
Okay, I think it was a daughter.
Oh, okay. I was thinking
you weren't there.
I didn't. I thought you were talking about our neighbor.
So he said that his daughter just walked out and everybody pulled her in like, come on, join it. We're going to play hopscotch. It was just like they were best friends, these people that they've never seen before, and just what a community. But anyway, it was special to see them all out there, and they've left now. The park's quieting down with the kids.
There's only a smattering of children now.
Yeah, but what we talked a little bit about, this being beautifully centrally located to all the cool things. We got Glacier to the east of us. We've got Flathead Lake to the south of us. We got Canada to the north.
Yeah.
We got Whitefish. We got Cow's Belt. We got, what was the buck?
Big Fork.
Big Fork to the south.
So maybe give us a little bit of idea of, why people should come here to your RV park.
Columbia Falls RV Park is perfectly located. It's 20 minutes from everything.
Yeah.
You can get to Kalispell in 20 minutes. You can get to Big Fork in 20 minutes. You can get to Glacier in 20 minutes. It is all right around us. So it doesn't feel like you're taking a huge trip to get to another town. If you park closer to Glacier, like you said earlier, you're going to be at that park.
Right.
Yes.
And you're going to be there, and it's going to, because last time we were here, we stayed again down in Hungry Horse, and I needed to get some flea medication for a kitten that I had. He was a new kitten. And it was a good 40-minute drive to Murdoch's. Yeah. From out there to get to Murdoch's.
And it feels like an excursion.
It was. Yep. I was like, this is like an all-day event.
It is.
Yeah.
But Columbia Falls itself, it just has so many amenities. It is a very small town. But what you don't expect is we have mini golf.
Yeah.
There is this wonderful new concert venue here in town called Scout and Gather.
Oh, cool.
It is this magical little, it's not little, but it's a magical field through the woods. And you walk through this lit field with lights all around you. And then it opens up into this giant concert venue.
Oh my gosh, how cool.
Yes. I went to go see the Heart in the Hands recently there, and it blew me away.
That is so cool.
And then within walking distance of here, we have the Gunsight Saloon and Rendezvous. They offer local music every night during the summer.
And is that the one that is at the corner with Murdoch's?
No. It's downtown right here.
That's downtown. Okay.
That's the Blue Moon.
That's the Blue Moon. Okay.
They had the bands on Friday and Saturday night here.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Outside.
Geographically challenged is me. And
I mean, the Blue Moon is walking distance for some people.
Yes. Right.
It's pretty far down there. But, one of the coolest things about this RV park is something that there's a lot of RV parks in the area, and a lot of them start shutting their doors around October. Now, Columbia Falls RV Park does not shut the doors, right?
No, we are open year round.
That's pretty amazing. Now, how does that look? We understand water lines freeze in the wintertime. Do you just turn off the water? Do you let people? Okay, so
we have frost-free hydrants at 47 of our sites, so we are full hookup for the full year for 47 sites.
But they would have to keep it heated from your spigot to the inside of the coach.
You throw some heat tape on it. You get a heated hose. If you prepare well enough, it is fine. We have people that RV here through the winter every year, and so far no one has frozen it.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's good to hear. So I would survive.
You would survive.
I would survive.
You would.
And if you put in that hot tub, I'm telling you, I'd be a lot happier.
Listen, I have one at my house. I'll just bring it over here for you, okay?
Great. I'll be knocking on your door. Paige, can I use your hot tub?
Most modern motorhomes are all completely enclosed in 4-season. You start getting into the travel trailers and even some of the fifth wheels, and they aren't. You have to put the skirts around them and really build them up. But I like what you said. If you prepare and do the work,
right,
and
you'll be fine.
And I really think we spoke about this on another podcast, but I really think that more and more people are starting to venture north in the wintertime. It used to be everybody went south. You chase the sun. You just go south for a warmer location, and you're always going to have that. But I think you're starting to get a lot more RVers that are crazy like me and say, hey, no, let's point this thing north and go sit in the snow and just
I'm going to miss you, honey. I'm going to miss you during the winter. I will have a nice tan, though.
Yep. And then you have different rates, too, during the season. Obviously, the winter's a off-season, and so your rates are the best. You also have a monthly discount for people that stay a month. Is that correct, or do you?
Yeah, we have a monthly discount through the summer. And we also have monthly rates through the winter. And then we also have a residential rate for people that do stay here year round. Oh, nice. That way they're not jumping from that that lower off-season price back up into a summer pricing. It just works out better for them to have one flat rate, and they appreciate not having to budget for that high summer peak.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's awesome. And how many sites do you have here total?
75.
75. So 47 in the wintertime. That are, you're good to go, and then 75 other parts of the year. Okay. Yes. And then you have a few cabins. Obviously, where we're sitting right now is a beautiful, beautiful setup, high ceilings, 2 bedrooms. You said you can sleep probably about 9 people in here, 10 people, because have pull-out couch. There's a full kitchen down here. But you have a couple other cabins too as well, don't you?
Yeah, we have a couple studio cabins downstairs next to the office. And then we also have a dry cabin as well on our property.
That's the one out as you go out the back.
Yes.
Cabin 3, I think they call it.
It is cabin 3. And we are working on some glamping tent options.
Nice.
We'll begin building them here in the fall.
Oh, cool.
So that they'll be ready for next summer.
Oh, fun.
Very, very cool.
And that's becoming super popular.
Yes.
And then one nice thing that I wanted to add is we're right off the main. What is this road out here?
It's
Highway 2.
Highway 2. Okay, so Highway 2 takes us from Columbia Falls right into Glacier.
Yes.
Right. And out to go to the dead ends on the west side and go south for Kalispell and north for
Whitefish.
I keep wanting to call it Whitehead.
Right.
So sorry.
But what I'm getting at is Highway 2 is a pretty busy highway.
Yes.
And we're right off of it. And I don't
we
hear
don't
that
hear it.
traffic,
Yeah.
which is, are we set down a little bit from the road maybe?
Not really, but we do have the trees along the fence line that act as a natural barrier for the road noise. So it's a very quiet park, and we have some amazing people living here.
Yeah, it's a very, very quiet park, beautifully maintained. I love your little patches of grass that are green and very lush, which is so nice.
Yes, everyone loves green grass.
Absolutely. Well, sometimes you go to places, especially, out west where it is a little bit more arid and dry and green grass is hard to come by. So I'm appreciative because that means less dead grass getting tracked into my RV. So that's always a good thing.
Why don't you tell, I'm sure Paige knows about the listeners last night who we had come visit the park and you bought some stuff last night.
This was so cool. Okay, they're not the
Not
Headies.
Mennonite.
They're the Headies.
Oh, the Hooterites.
Hooterites? Yes. Yes.
Tim was here?
Yes. They
came
came
in with a
with
big
their big
truck.
old truck.
Oh, man, I'm so sad I missed him.
Yes. So this was the coolest thing ever. And I was like, oh, are you guys Amish or Mennonite? And no, they're, what was it again? Hooterite, which is such a fun thing to say. Hooterite. Yeah, and they said it was very kind of similar, except he said they use modern farming equipment. It's not horse powered. But yeah, came in with a huge truck, and the whole RV park came out.
Yes.
Like everybody was out. I got cantaloupe, I got eggs, I got tomatoes, I got onions, and they had baked goods, corn, peppers, breads, muffin. I mean, you name it. I was
cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, and I was just like. And then I got all this stuff, and it was a whopping $17. Yes, it was incredible. And he said it was like their last venture out of the season.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I'm going to miss you.
Is that common during the summer season that he comes by with a truck and does that?
Yeah, he's been coming by once a week during the summer. And hopefully we'll get to continue that relationship with him next year because I really love his pickles.
Oh, we missed out on the pickles.
Yes.
Oh, and he said he does like a little farmer's market. He said he's
does.
several miles down the street.
It's in the Kalispell Evergreen area near the Army Navy store.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. So that was super fun because I'm like, okay, there's like Amish but they're not Amish because they're driving a massive truck, a big diesel powered truck. I'm like, okay, I have lots of questions now.
Yes, I love when they come. Also their pancakes.
Oh, pancakes. I am a
They
sucker.
don't sell them, but they had some left over one day and they're like, Paige, try these.
And you're like, yes, I will. Thank you very much.
Yeah. My 8-year-old goes, Mom, these are better than yours.
And you're like, yes, they are.
Yes,
honey.
they are.
Well, awesome.
Yes.
So, well, we appreciate you coming on the show, and really, we're not talking a lot about some of the other parks because Callie and I feel like this is really the best option. So,
right,
there is a let me do name drop one other campground. There's a KOA right outside of Westgate,
right.
But
you're gonna pay.
Yeah, I think
that.
it was $150 a night. There's no monthly specials. It was right around that. You're gonna pay a lot of money, and the closer you get to that Westgate, as we said earlier. It's good. The prices are going to just go up and up and up. So we found that this is a great price. It was a very competitive price, and we have the modern amenities of Columbia Falls and also Whitefish, but we're also still only 16 miles from the gate.
Right.
So,
and it gives us options if we want to do other stuff other than the national park every day. Like if you stay down closer to the national park and you're only here for 2 days. Okay, so be it. But I love this location because it gives us so many more options to do so many other things other than just go to the national park every day.
Yep.
Exactly. And not only are we steps away from the downtown Columbia Falls with the shopping and the food and the live music and the night culture, but you're also just a short walk over to the Flathead River.
Yeah.
If you're a fisherman,
oh yeah,
this is a place that you want to be.
Yep. So we'll encourage our listeners out there and the ones that are viewing this on YouTube, if you're still with us on YouTube, call Paige if you want to set up some time to spend here.
Yeah.
She's been a great resource for us. When the first time I called and she picked up the phone, I explained who we were and why we wanted to come in the area. And she's like, oh, you should do this, and has just been a huge resource from the very beginning. So. Yeah. So call Paige, let her know that you heard her on the podcast here or read about it in the magazine. This is going to be a featured destination next year in one of our 2025 issues. But anyway, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
This has been a lot of fun, and thank you for giving us the space again to record a couple of podcasts here. This is a wonderful cabin, and Thank you. You want to take us out, babe?
Yeah. So I want to thank all of you out there for joining in to us today and with us today. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the RV Destinations podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And don't forget, we're now out on YouTube. So be sure to get out there and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below so that you are notified every time we release new content. And get out to our website. Tons of great information out there, especially on Glacier National Park. We've got a top 10 things to do in the park. And if you're interested in our magazine, here's a great opportunity to save some money. If you go to rvdestinationsmagazine.com/subscribe and use the code podcast20, that's podcast20, you're going to save 20% off of any of our subscriptions. So we just want to thank you again all for joining us today.
Be safe.
Safe travels, y'all.